Hello my lovelies, and welcome to this new segment, the midweek wrap-up. So we had one last week and I definitely enjoyed seeing you guys coming along and the traffic that accrued, and I'm really loving that you're enjoying it. So I'm hoping that you'll spread the word and we'll get some more people visiting and seeing the wonderful creations that we can come up with here with our tichels. Okay, so as you can see, this week we've continued on the makeup tutorial that we did earlier this week. So if you haven't seen that already, please do click on that and see how we created this amazing red and gold look for Rosh Hashana, representing the apple and the honey. Anything will do for inspiration. And then to add on, we're going to jump in and see how we created this beautiful tichel look. Today I didn't do too many variations, just showed you how to perhaps just play with it a little to get it to your particular style. But this is a bit of a tricky one because this is a scarf that I don't normally go for. It's slippery, it's small, it's a square, and it's red. So these are all things that don't normally get me to go for it, to reach for it, but I found a way to make it work nonetheless, and it's, I think, wonderful anyway. I hope you think so too. Please comment below, and yeah, let's get into this tutorial. Alrighty, so to do this look, I thought we'll go with something lighter because the makeup is already so bright and I am wearing black and white clothing. Now, I didn't want to go monochrome for the tichel because I feel like I do that a lot, first of all, and second of all, I've got beautiful flowers on my skirt, so I thought any kind of pattern would actually not be a compliment at all. Very glittery too. Okay, so we'll start by putting down a beautiful shiny, because that's kind of the theme of the day, just a very thin shiny scarf. You guys have seen it before, it's not a new one. Alright, relatively equal, as equal as you can get it, and I've got my beautiful scrunchie there and my non-slip headband. So just lining it up just nicely and tying it up crisscross. When you're tying, gathering up the kind of stringy bits here, the front kind of tauts it nicely and gives you a really good control. Okay, and then we can just tie it off at the back. Now for the next part, I'm going to be a little bit brave with my statement scarf. It's a gorgeous red. It's probably the only kind of red that I'd be brave enough to wear in a fabric. It's kind of a true red, basically. It's not giving off orange or pink, and it's got gorgeous pistachio notes, orange notes, and a beautiful cream, kind of coffee kind of color through it as well. Just gorgeous. And the design of it really complements the florals on my skirt. So I'm going to go with that. Now I'm going to use it to sort of go like a bandana style tichel over this one. So I'm going to pop this down, and what I've done is I've adjusted my tails so one sits on top of the other. I'm going to pop this over the top, gathering it slightly. And that's just how it's going to be for the moment. Now my crisscross is a little bit off center, that's why my knot is a little bit off center. If you've put your crisscross in the center, pop your knot there too. And this is where gathering it was amazing, because this was out of the way until now. I'm just going to gently pull it up like a little hood as far as it'll go. You can keep going for a while until you can get it all the way down here. You gather your little hood. Just be careful not to do what I just did and catch this, and hide it away. So you want to leave these bits out. So find a spot to tuck it. There you go. And then you can hide these ones away. Oops. So we've got to this point. Then you take your beautiful tails from the back. And you just tie them beautifully in the space where the other tichel wasn't really sitting well. Okay, and there we have it. So it's so amazing how the kind of steps of this all kind of unfold. I can also give you the option of tucking these away. There's plenty of space to tuck the tassels away if you wanted to. That's an option too if you wanted to. You can also leave these tails hanging down at the back, also a wonderful option, but then you have to do something a little bit more creative about fixing up the satin scarf, or perhaps use a larger satin scarf so you've got more fabric to work with as well. Alright, so happy with how this one is looking. Now what you could also do is use a little dress pin like this and use it to secure the satin scarf, or use it to secure the little tassels or whatever you need for your particular scarf. I might actually set my tassels free, I really like them. So yeah, something like that. If you're going to set your tassels free, it means you're not tucking away the final piece, and if you're going to do that, then you're just going to need a little pin after all, just to hold it in place a little bit like that. So cute. Look at how the frilly bit on top works. So amazing. So obviously fabric's going to behave however it wants to on the day. What really helped me achieve this look is having my scrunchie sitting a little bit backwards. So if you look from the side profile, it's not all the way on top of my head, it's kind of sitting on the very crown of the back rather than the crown of the front. So there's actually a lot of flat space, whole hand's worth of flat space at the front to do all these beautiful designs on. Now there were so many options. We could have put the red one in just a ribbon and just tied it in the middle with a bow tie and not fussed with all the bits and bobs. But again, look how gorgeous that red top is as a result of that technique. And I'm just loving how there's a gap between the red eye and the design of the tichel. They really do complement each other, but they're not too much. They're not crowding over the face and taking away from each other. The way I came up with this look is actually that this satin tichel on its own is really, really tricky. It's slippery, it's not very big, it's red, which is not my favorite color by a long shot. It's probably the last of the colors I go for. And it's just a bit of a fiddly sort of handkerchief type thing. And when I do wear it, I tend to just tie it around my neck rather than using it as a tichel scarf. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece that is actually my mum's, that she would have brought back from Europe when we were immigrating to Australia. So it's got a lot of nostalgic value, and it's definitely a lot more her colouring than it is mine. So if you have a scarf at home that you don't know what to do with, you don't know how to use, or it's just a really troublesome scarf, try it and just using it as a highlight or an adaptation in a two tichels sort of look. It's very, very convenient that it is a triangle or a square scarf, because we were able to do that sort of high turban kind of look with it, and it's so effective, but yet we can still have this crisscross incorporation with the base one. It's just amazing. You know, and it also kind of is a really cool way of wearing difficult colours. So white isn't for everyone, it can be quite washed out. This happens to be a shiny cream, so that's why I'm getting away with it, I think, because white can be a harder colour to wear. So something like this really does make it more vibrant and lift it up. Same thing with black. If you have a scarf that's very colourful and has some black accents, you can definitely dress up a black based turban or scarf to really give it some life. Look at that shimmer there. Sorry, so easily distracted. But it just so happened that the shimmery part of the sash came through the front, and it's just creating some contrast there. Just lovely. That was unintentional, but absolutely perfect nonetheless. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this look, and I hope you're enjoying this new segment of the midweek wrap-up. If you are enjoying it, please do leave me a like, leave me a comment. What colours do you find challenging? And maybe I can find some in my collection or acquire some to show you how to really liven them up and dress them up. Or maybe just create something that you didn't think of yourself for you. Okay, and then on that fine note, please do find me on Instagram and have a look at all the different day-to-day looks there. And subscribe if you haven't had a chance to do so already. I do hope to come to you every Wednesday with these tichel tutorials, and I love seeing you here, so thank you very much for coming along on this wonderful journey with me. Have an amazing week wherever you are around the world. Bye!